physical dynamics, and raw power. When analyzing the clash between a single silverback gorilla and 100 human men, physical attributes immediately stand out as pivotal. A male silverback gorilla, typically weighing around 350 to 450 pounds, boasts muscle density and raw power that far surpass human norms. Gorillas can lift over 2,800 pounds, roughly 10 times their body weight, while a physically fit human struggles to deadlift a quarter of that. Their arms are long, giving them a reach advantage, and they're built to climb, punch, and grapple with terrifying efficiency. A gorilla's bite force measures more than 1,300 psi, capable of cracking bone with ease. In contrast, the 100 men, while more in number, have an average strength spread across individuals, and no single man among them could rival the gorilla's power alone. Now imagine this encounter in close quarters. The gorilla's fast twitch muscle fibers allow it to explode in bursts of speed, covering 30 feet in a second. In a melee, this beast becomes a whirling storm of muscle, rage, and momentum. If it charges, several men could be bowled over instantly, perhaps even fatally injured by a single swipe or crush. Its knuckles alone can break ribs or skulls. Still, 100 humans together represent an overwhelming mass. If they act with unity, leveraging body weight and coordinated movement, they might be able to bring the creature down. But unarmed, even basic physical engagement with the gorilla comes at enormous risk. It's not just strong, it's used, to asserting dominance through violence in the wild. Unlike humans, it does not hesitate.
Psychological and tactical considerations, a fight between man and beast isn't just physical, it's psychological. Here, the gorilla has the upper hand at the start. Silverbacks are designed to be dominant. Their roars, chest beating, and charging are not only physically intimidating, but mentally paralyzing. The sheer shock value of an enraged gorilla barreling toward a group of humans is enough to scatter the untrained. This plays into the gorilla's instincts: fight, intimidate, conquer. Meanwhile, humans rely on strategy. If the men can resist panic, their superior intellect becomes their greatest asset. They can plan, adjust, communicate, and potentially outwit the gorilla. Tactically, humans could try forming circles, using decoys, or attempting to trap the gorilla. However, strategy depends on cohesion. A group of 100 panicking individuals will crumble like sand under pressure. One misstep, a scream, a flinch, someone turning to flee, could trigger mass hysteria, and that's all the gorilla needs. But if the men are trained, military personnel, martial artists, or athletes, they could maintain formation and exploit the gorilla's weaknesses, like its need to engage directly or its limited stamina. Psychological discipline becomes paramount. The mind may overcome the monster, but only if it doesn't break first.
Environmental influence. The setting of this battle is critical. In the dense forests of Central Africa, home turf for the gorilla, the terrain heavily favors the beast. The gorilla can use trees, foliage, and undergrowth to mask its movement, retreat repeated, and launch ambushes from above or the sides. Climbing, swinging, and crashing through brush, it becomes a phantom predator. In such terrain, humans can't form tight formations and may struggle to keep visual contact. The environment isolates them, reducing their ability to use numbers effectively. The gorilla becomes a ghost in the green, appearing, striking, disappearing. But place the same fight in an open field, and the humans gain the edge. They can spread out, coordinate, and avoid bottlenecks. The gorilla loses its camouflage and ambush tactics. Here, the 100 can potentially tire the creature out, baiting it, surrounding it, and slowly closing in. In an urban setting, like a warehouse, or city ruins, the gorilla might find improvised perches and hiding spots, but so might the humans, using debris or poles as makeshift weapons. Environmental factors such as weather also matter. Gorillas can handle rain and humidity far better than humans, but prolonged battles in the heat could wear everyone down. Ultimately, the terrain defines the tactics. Lush jungle supports stealth and surprise. Open plains demand stamina and coordination.
Human organization and unity. Let's assume the 100 men are not just random civilians, but a disciplined, coordinated unit. If they resemble a trained military squad, their unity can shift the balance dramatically. With ranks, roles, and a chain of command, the humans can strategize in real time, using maneuvers like encirclement, bait and ambush, or vertical traps. Soldiers know how to fall back without panicking, how to reinforce each other, and how to exploit enemy patterns. Against a silverback's brute force, this unity can become a shield, and eventually a spear. One strategy could involve staggered engagement. 10 men distract the gorilla, 20 prepare nets or improvised restraints. Others remain in reserve, resting and ready to swap in. Rotating squads minimize fatigue and maximize pressure. Even without modern weapons, humans have historically taken down larger beasts using only ropes, pits, and cleverness. If the men remain calm and cohesive, they might not need to kill the gorilla. Subduing it, immobilizing its arms or legs, could be enough. But such coordination is rare without strong leadership and training. In unorganized groups, the chaos of battle leads to disaster, with humans getting in each other's way or freezing at critical moments.
Instinct versus intelligence. Instinctually, the gorilla is built to fight. It's a natural brawler, using its environment and body in ways honed by evolution. It doesn't need orders or plans. It reacts. That reaction, though, can be predictable. Gorillas charge when provoked, defend territory, and follow specific social dynamics. If humans understand these instincts, they can manipulate them. Loud noises, mimicry of threat signals, or displays of submission might confuse or pacify the beast. Likewise, baiting it with movement, isolating it from perceived territory, or exploiting its patterns might lead to openings. On the other side, humans wield imagination. A human might feign injury to lure the gorilla into a trap. Others might create noise distractions, build barricades, or mimic gorilla calls to trick it. Intelligence also allows humans to adapt mid-fight. If a tactic fails, they can switch approaches. If the gorilla shows signs of fatigue, they can press harder. This contrast, instinct versus intellect, defines the nature of the fight. It's not just power versus numbers, but evolution versus innovation. The gorilla operates with millennia of genetic muscle memory. Humans operate with the power to invent tactics on the fly.
Endurance and battle fatigue. No creature can fight forever. The gorilla, while explosive in strength and energy, is built for short bursts of violence. Its heart rate spikes, its muscles fatigue, and its body needs rest after a few intense engagements. If the humans can survive the initial storm, they gain an advantage. A second wave of men could press after the gorilla's initial fury subsides. Rotating fresh men in while others recover ensures constant pressure. Humans can endure through sheer volume. 30 tired men can retreat while 30 fresh ones move in. This sustained resistance eventually chips away at the gorilla's stamina, but this only works if humans minimize casualties. If each charge from the gorilla cripples 10 people, they'll run out of fighters before the gorilla tires. The key lies in endurance management, spacing out engagements, using distractions, and not allowing the gorilla to rest or gain confidence. The longer the fight continues, the more likely the gorilla's muscles start to fail. Its movement, slow, and its judgment wanes. Meanwhile, humans can pace themselves. They breathe, hydrate, regroup. Endurance, not just strength, becomes a vital tool in human victory.
Outcome and legacy. So who wins? It depends. If the 100 men are untrained, panicked, and scattered, the gorilla could wreak havoc, mauling dozens before exhaustion takes over. But if the men are organized, resilient, and tactical, they will eventually prevail through persistence, coordination, and adaptation. A single creature, no matter how powerful, cannot sustain combat against a disciplined and unrelenting force indefinitely, especially when that force adapts and learns during the encounter. Yet, even in defeat, the gorilla leaves a legacy. Its Sheer power, unmatched courage, and primal dominance remind humanity of the raw forces still lingering in nature. This hypothetical battle is not just a question of who would win, but a meditation on evolution. Muscle versus mind, instinct versus intellect, the ancient versus the modern. It serves as a reminder that while humanity may dominate through numbers and innovation, the power of nature can never be dismissed or underestimated. A silverback gorilla facing 100 men alone is not just a fight. It's a symbol of the eternal struggle between beast and man.